Choose your character.
I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street. I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence.
Good morning. After each quarter, we normally have assemblies by class. In lieu of 4 skipper blocks this week, we have decided the whole school can check in together today. Tomorrow, there will be a follow-up discussion in your advisory. At the beginning of the year, we talked about goals and reaching your academic potential. The 21st Century Learning Standard A1, demonstrating personal responsibility for and a commitment to achieving your full potential. We have begun semester 2, and for many of you, you are right where you want to be. But for some, you may need to take stock and make a couple of changes. And still others, you may be ahead of where you thought you would be. Congratulations. We're proud of all of you. If you have earned honor roll or principal's honor roll certificates, they will be arriving in your advisor's mailbox this week. Today, I would like to direct your attention to another 21st century North Kingstown High School expectation, and that's social, S1. Exhibit self-discipline, integrity and ethics, compassion, a sense of fairness and respect for all, themselves and others at all times. Along with that, our theme of this month is wellness. That's our school culture theme. Wellness comes in many forms, including relationships. It may be relationships with your friends, your parents, adults, or your first real love. In September, we watched the video on judgment. After first quarter, the freshmen and sophomores watched the video on being nice. Remember, dude, be nice. Sorry, juniors and seniors. Dr. Manseri can send that video to your advisors if you'd still like to see it. And today, we're going to take a look at healthy relationships. What do they look like and how do they feel? Please note that we know not all groups are represented in this video. We hope you will understand the spirit of which it is created and transfer what is being said to your own personal situations. If anyone watches this and would like any more information, please know that you can ask your guidance counselor, our school psychologist, our school social worker, all located in the guidance office, or go to that trusted adult that you have in the building. Today, the video will take you through most of advisory period. Tomorrow, you will have a follow-up discussion on what you see today. Please, be in advisory today and tomorrow. These are really valuable discussions, and we hope you enjoy. Thank you.
Being in a relationship, or the thought of being in a relationship, it can consume a ton of time. It can consume a ton of your thoughts. How much time do you spend thinking about that person that you have a crush on, or your boyfriend, or your girlfriend, or your ex-boyfriend, or your ex-girlfriend? A lot of times in high school, you might experience your first love, or you might experience your first real heartbreak.
What's it like breaking up? Like, what's a breakup in high school like?
I feel like every high school girl will tell you it's kind of devastating, especially if it's your first like real serious relationship, and that was what it was like for me. You feel like it's your first love, so obviously I was pretty heartbroken. And if I didn't have, you know, a bunch of friends to back me up, I feel like I wouldn't have gotten through it.
So you say it's devastating.
Yes.
What does being devastated mean? Like, what did you do? How did you cope? Like, talk me through like the first night of like being broken up. Like, what happened?
Well, there's lots of tears, lots of tears. Lots of not talking about it. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to think about it. I broke up with him because I knew he didn't love me anymore. I knew he didn't want to be in a relationship, and he just didn't want to hurt my feelings, and I kind of wasn't okay with being with someone who wasn't going to reciprocate the same feelings that I was. And you know, it's hard when you're, you know, more involved and more dedicated to a relationship, and it's like hard to see that person not reciprocate how hard you're trying and not trying as hard as you. So
like, tell me the thoughts in your head about like going from such a serious relationship to like not having it anymore.
I made a silly mistake and kind of pushed some friends away when I was dating him, and so it was really hard not to text him or not to call him because I needed my best friend to get through a breakup like that, but my best friend is the one I broke up with, so it was really hard.
So maybe you just went through a breakup, or you know you need to break up with someone. The important thing to remember is it's not the end of the world. This isn't going to define you. This is an opportunity for you, an opportunity to find out who you are, figure out what worked, figure out what didn't, and start asking yourself, what does a healthy relationship look like?
It got to a point where like I would start to say no to hanging out with my friends, to hang out with him. I slacked off on schoolwork. He kind of became like the main thing that was important to me. I guess like that's, my parents kind of started to not like him, friends didn't like him, sister didn't like him because it felt like he was kind of like becoming the main source of my time.
What kind of pressure and tension did that cause where like when your family and friends and sisters, you know, stop liking your boyfriend?
I mean, I think it's hard because you want them to see him the way that you see your boyfriend. It's hard to like divide all of your time up equally. And
do you feel like a lot of kids do that? Like have that pressure between like my friends and my
family, friends, boyfriend, I want everyone to be happy with me. But when they're all competing for the same kind of like position in your life, they're all competing for your love, they're all competing for your time, your attention, your affection, and they all want the same thing, but it's hard to give an equal amount of the same thing to everyone. If you do devote your whole self to one area, that's where it becomes kind of toxic or unhealthy, because then you aren't filling up that bucket with everyone else in your life.
It got to a point where my ex-girlfriend took all the friends, all the girls off my Snapchat, like my cousins, my sisters. I feel like that's too crazy. Like it's not that serious for you to like get that deep. I mean, I shouldn't be showing other girls attention, and you shouldn't be showing other guys attention, but if that's like my friend and that's like because I have girls' best friends. So if I want to like their photo, then I'm gonna like their photo because I'm showing her support on her photo because she look good. And that's my friend from a friend standpoint. High school relationship is not that serious. Some might be, but you should focus on school.
At the core of a healthy relationship, there's always balance. And for some couples, finding that, it takes time, it's hard work. But without it, the rest of your life, it can start to suffer. So you've been dating for 13 months. And so that's pretty much most of your high school experience.
Yeah.
So have you guys noticed, because I think this is kind of typical of high school, have you guys noticed that the more you guys have hung out, the less you kind of gotten close to your other friends?
Yeah.
And so talk to me about like how those relationships have just changed and how different it is now.
Well, with my friends, they're pretty cool with it. I mean, my best friend, he has a girlfriend too, so he understands.
Hey, what about you and your girlfriends?
When we first started dating, I had a lot of problems with them, and we would fight a lot. And
like you'd fight because of him? Like you'd get mad because you?
Yeah, they just told me that I deserved better than him. They didn't like him at all. They did not like him. One of them like told me, you choose him or choose us. Like that situation, and that was really, really upsetting for me.
Totally.
Because I didn't know what to do.
So you had your friends basically gave you an ultimatum, like him or us?
Yeah, but I just didn't choose either. I was like, I'm gonna stay with him, but I'll still be friends with you, and then that really upset them, so they stopped inviting me to do stuff.
And that's when it really hurt.
Yeah.
Being in a serious relationship, it affects the people around you, specifically your family and friends. And a healthy relationship is one where you still invest in those people. You still spend time and share experiences with them. You knew them before you started dating, and those are the relationships you're gonna take with you for the rest of your life. But a healthy relationship is one where you also invest in becoming friends with your significant other.
We would go through hard times or rough patches, but at the very end of the day, who do I want to be driving around the country with in a van? Who do I want to be sitting next to on an airplane? There's no one else I wanted to picture myself with.
How important is it to be best friends with the person that you're in a relationship
That
with?
is
everything.
that is literally everything.
We will do like the same exact thing without even like thinking. Like I know it's like really silly to be like, oh, we finished other sentences, but we'll literally just say the exact same thing without thinking.
We're not
about
even finishing each other's sentences. We're saying the same sentence.
Or like we'll
at
think
the
same
time.
thing and then look at each other and both have thought the same exact thing. It's like in a TV show how there's like, you know, it's like, oh, whatever, this person, that person, they're just always been best friends since growing up. We've never had that person in either of our lives, so then we just kind of end up being that person for each other.
Dating in high school is tricky. You've got to balance friendships, you've got to balance time with your family, your schoolwork, and school activities. It can be really difficult. But the truth is, some high school relationships make it, most won't. Only 2% of high school sweethearts go on to get married. And of that 2%, over 50% of those end in divorce. Why are those numbers so high? I honestly think it's because people spend so much time trying to figure out who they are as a couple before they ever understand who they are by themselves. So if you're in a relationship in high school or you want to be in one, I think the most important question you need to ask yourself is, why do I need this relationship? Am I doing it because society tells me I have to be dating someone? Am I doing it because I don't feel valued as a person and this is one way for me to feel important? Or am I doing it because I genuinely care about this person and they're who I want to spend time with? So whatever your why is, I believe the key to a healthy relationship is figuring out who you are first.